Okay, back again today. New day, new stuff to work on. Just noticing I built this, I don't know, contraption to kind of cover the hollow crypt, and if you stand in a certain place you can access the mail, but if you stand in a different place it lets you like use it, so it ends up putting you can sit on it as well. I just find that a little funny. Uh, Maybe that'll irk some people. They'll see the icon and want to use the mailbox, but they have to just be in the sweet spot, to be able to use it. So I don't know if people will find that annoying or not. It's like you kind of have to be facing away from it, maybe, to get it to work. I don't know. Anyway, I was on my way back down into the bunker house to see about continuing on from yesterday's efforts. We were working on the telephones and a few other things. So I thought maybe we'd pick up where we left off. I think we were specifically busy in, the cockpit area. I think I had bought a bot analyzer and I was going to try and see. Okay, maybe I didn't buy it. I think it's bought, but not bought. Sometimes yeah, okay, I bought one. Just gonna see kind of what it looks like. I'm kind of limited on a lot of the electronic looking stuff. I know there's some from various dungeons, and like I know there's probably a lot of PvP stuff I don't come across since I don't PvP, but as a general rule. And I know there's some things from like expeditions that you can access on housing directly that I just haven't had the luck of getting to drop. So I'm mostly just kind of sticking with whatever I happen to have on hand, or what I can get from the vendor. So that kind of limits me as far as variety um, and what I can get a hold of that looks techie-fied. But we're going to try and see if I can put together some kind of an interesting looking set of monitors and things for this cockpit area. How well I pull it off is all, I guess, anyone's guess, but we'll see if I can put something together that is interesting, if nothing else. I'm sure it's not going to be ideal for everyone's use if they want to try to put something together similar. A lot of this is, sometimes you can replicate things or kind of use things as inspiration for your own builds that you see someone else put together. But depending on the area that you're working in, whatever works for me might not work for you. There was someone asking about in the forums, asking about what items that would be good for like using for handles or knobs for like doors and such. And I've seen any number of things used. In fact, that reminds me of another one that I could probably add to their list that I suggested. For the handles, I told them that they could use like vintage beer mugs, the handles from the mug itself, or the steel framed wooden crates. It has double handles, so depending on what kind of door you're putting together, or cabinet or whatever. Um, that might determine what kind you go for. Um, I've also seen people use hammers, you know, laying them flat on the surface to make it look like a handle. All of the pillars are usable. I've seen those for use like on refrigerators and cabinets for the kitchen. Um, Not so much like doors to rooms. The doors to rooms tend to typically be like the chewa cups and um, well, I've seen the hammers I think a couple of times, but not really the pillars. But they could be used. Um, as for knobs, usually it's usually the chewa cups or like the tops and bottoms of the bottles and files. Um, but I was trying to explain to them, it depends on the situation, you know, what like where you're wanting to use them. Because like if your door, for example, is up against a wall and you're just wanting to put like a fake door to some place, you know, maybe it's a spare room or your idea of a bathroom, kind of like, you know, you want to simulate that there's extra rooms, but you don't want to have the actual access to it, then just about anything can go. Anything you want can be used because no matter what it is that you're putting in, you can sync it and hide whatever it is you don't want to hide. But if, for instance, you're wanting to, say, put a door here and uh, the thickness of the wall will determine what's usable or not, because if you have a big item like a crate and you only want to show the handles, then you have to shrink it down pretty good to hide the rest of the crate because you don't want that sticking through the door. So some things you're limited. It just depends on where you're putting it and stuff. And the same goes for anything that you see someone else build. Maybe it just doesn't suit the space that you've got it in, um, and you have to kind of just figure out something else for yourself. But you get kind of a general idea, and that's always helpful. At least you have a starting place, even if it's not exact. And this is just really clunky, so I'll read it as small as it'll go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this or not. A huge piece to work with. I've seen this as covers for doorways and use for like a greenhouse. Probably hard to imagine how someone would use it for like that, but I like to take a lot of screenshots of homes that I visit. Um, I keep like a whole catalog of special combinations of items like refrigerators and toilets and TVs and things that people have put together, just to kind of give me some inspiration when I'm looking to combine some of that. Unfortunately, I haven't come across, I mean, I've come across quite a bit of electronic stuff, but I didn't have the forethought of uh, recording that for myself because I didn't really have any kind of idea that I might want to make something along those lines myself. So I kind of regret that now. Um, but I do have a few like panels and other things that have had some things that had like buttons and gadgetry and just kind of wow, that's really awkward to mess with. I wonder if I uh, rotate that the other way, if I can hide that little antenna bit that's sticking up. And a lot of it I've already incorporated a bit, like the keyboard here. I've seen that used a lot because I mean, obviously it's a favorite thing because of the buttons that are used on it or that it has. But there's like a lot of monitors and stuff that I don't have that people have used for their control panels and such. And I just haven't been lucky enough to come across any of those. I'm going to place that so it stays where I want it, and I'm going to, hopefully that'll avoid it warping as it goes. Just looking to see where I want that thing to be positioned. You know, maybe it's okay that those bars are sticking out and used for, I don't know what, something. This doesn't look centered, does it? A little misplaced. So I'm kind of eyeballing center line here, sort of, and then I'll adjust everything else. And that. Before I was kind of centering on these, but I don't know if that's going to work. It looks off. Partly that's just these here off. But just the more little bits of doodads I can stick in here, I think the better, the more believable it will be that it's some kind of a cockpit that's functional, I guess. Don't know if I'll pull it off effectively. I'm sure there are others that have more nifty ideas when it comes to what can be used in here. But we will try our best. Put something together. See, now that looks awkward with the seat right up against the thing. Pull that out of it. And I got these big old like turret guns. They have like monitors and such, but they're kind of inset quite a bit, and that means a lot of this will be sticking out. So I don't know if that'll be useful to me or not. Plus the fact that, well, at least this one for sure, it moves. I don't think that'll be very helpful. I love the monitor though, how it looks. Let's just throw that in here and see if I can. This huge thing in here. Ooh. Okay, up we go. The thing is, when you start playing around with sizes and stuff, you have to be careful about what might be sticking out elsewhere, you know, part of the gun here and there. Got to make sure that it's not exposed where, see, like here, you don't want that sticking out, so it may not work just due to its awkwardness and shape and size and everything. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work for me. Gonna keep fiddling with it though, just to make sure I've tried all ways before I make the decision of it to not be used. And again, even though I might be using it in this fashion, I still have to check down below to make sure it's not sticking out strangely. don't know if that will look weird with it moving. A slight movement, but it might be enough to be kind of awkward. I like the little joysticks and stuff though. Maybe I prefer that here than this big keyboard. You bring the keyboard down, hook it up to one of these. For a minute. First, I'm going to go take a look and see what may or may not be sticking out down below if I can see it. Because again, you always want to check. Can't really see much. Looks like there might be one little bit sticking out, but I don't think that'll be too bothersome. You just don't want a whole bunch poking. Maybe it's the chair that's sticking out. Oh, that's a troublesome thing with that chair. Have to reload from the other way. So I feel sorry for anyone who decides to sit in that chair. Look, it's stuck. Probably another reason why I put it so close to the thing, so that maybe it wouldn't let me sit on it. But I think that part might be the chair poking through, because it looks like the bottom of it might be. Anyway, I think this will work okay for the main console part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get away with sizing it up a little bit. Trying to see if it's sticking out in the front. Straighten it up a little bit first. So, you know, while it moves a little bit, I think it'll be okay. Little bizarre maybe. It's like the conductor would be playing a video game or something. So see, yeah, I enlarged it a bit, and now part of it's sticking out below. You see it just right there. So, whoops. Maybe I'll see what the size is and just size it down just a touch. So like maybe 55 will be enough, that it doesn't intrude too much outside, especially if I lift it up. Just gonna double check again. Nope, still showing. Let's see. Don't want to lift it up too much more, because then this will be a little too high, I think. We'll just go to 0.5 on the size. Let's see if that helps. Hide that little bit. You know, a lot of people probably won't even bother looking down below there, but I do, so I try to clean up those bits like that. So I think that'll work for that. Then we can bring this up. If I can find the arrow that moves it. Nope, that's not it. Now I don't want it up, a little right about here. It looks about okay for where the seat is in comparison to everything else. Still looks a little off in alignment though. So I'm not sure what that is. It's probably because I got all this locked on the side. Let's see. Can I bring this out? Sometimes it warps on its own, just depending on how you move it in relation to either the world or the object itself. I don't know what causes that, but it does it, and it's a little annoying. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put a proto guy out here so I can kind of see about the size of things in comparison to him. Now, I recall from yesterday that we have these sized at 1.9, so that's what I'll do with him as well. And we're just gonna face him in the right direction. He's a good studious worker. He's not a slacker like his buddy upstairs. And then we'll just bump him up. Oh, you really can't see that arrow from below. Just gotta guess where it is. Now, maybe he could be actually sitting in the chair a little bit better, but he's a little midget guy, so I'm gonna attach him to the chair so that I can. Now I'm sitting in his lap apparently. I'll do that again. That's gonna be a problem, I think. The chair. Maybe I should think of something else that I can use instead of an actual chair. Not sure what. Oops. I hate to use a crate or anything, because that just looks wrong in the cockpit. You expect some kind of a chair or something. Maybe I'll have to fashion him a special one. Okay, let me back off of it before I try to move. Let's make sure he's still linked to, and he is. So. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna have to change that out because it's annoying. What to use, what to use. Well, I at least got him at the right height, so I think. So we'll pull out the chair. We'll put something else in. I'm not sure what yet. See if I can grab the chair without sitting in it. Bye-bye chair. Okay, so for him, we need to pull him out a bit. He's like got his face in the control panels here. I don't think that's healthy for him. So now I have to find a new chair. Something that looks like a chair but isn't a chair. Oh, easy that should be, right? Let's see. Probably some kind of a crate or something. Don't want to have to end up using several pieces to make it, because that just means more stuff I got to put in here that I maybe want to use for something else later. But I don't want it to be just, you know, just a crate, because then it just looks funny. I can't use a chair because apparently that position is just in a bad spot. We're going to have to find something else. Also, just as I'm going through, I'm throwing out things that I think might be useful for making this look like a control thing. So, kill two birds with one stone, so to speak. Book. Maybe I can use one of these. That would be funny. Door. That's an interesting piece. That out there. Huge, but maybe it'll come in handy for something. Need a seat, need a seat. Mm-hmm. Maybe I can make my own kind of chew stool, but not use the chew stool because that'll cause the same issues as the other chair. Again, this is one of the troubles of having a very full crate is you have to go through all the stuff, especially if, you know, maybe certain things you would think it would be in one category, but it's actually in another one. It kind of becomes an issue because you're not sure where you should look, and so you end up just having to look over the whole thing. That out there. I might as well throw that out. I saw that yesterday, and I was like, no, I don't want to use that, but maybe, maybe, maybe it'll work. It would be so much easier if we had the option to disable certain functionality of decor, whether it be a chair or a mailbox or something that you want to use in a different way that maybe you don't want people to be able to sit in it, then it would relieve a lot of this issue that I'm having right now. So, excuse me. Always got the dry, scratchy throat. Not really seeing anything that I think can be used. I don't know. See a lot of nifty gadgetry. I also too want to reserve some of it for like the control room upstairs. Right. I don't necessarily want to use it all here. Maybe that with a cushion on it. Table. Would have been better if we'd been able to get a couple of those. It's always weird to just have the single, but it's a unique item, so you can only have the one. Which I guess is good in its own way. It's just kind of odd when you want to have, like, if you wanted a table on either side of a doorway or something, you've only got the one to work with. I don't know. None of these pieces really look good for here. But again, I don't really want to have to build my own, so I'm just continuing to go through my whole collection here just to see if I can fashion something. Maybe, no, that looks kind of weird with the curly cute legs. a lot of nifty items, but they certainly don't work for everything. That's again why I advocate getting a larger crate, more storage, because depending on what you're doing with your plot, you might not use half of what you've got in your storage. But if you want to add a bunch of new things so that you can make whatever it is you want to make, then you have to remove some of this stuff to have room. And I hate having to delete stuff, especially those things that I just probably won't come across so easily. No, that's not. I had someone asking me about barrels the other day, and I was trying to think of the name of that. And there it is. I think I'm just gonna end up going with that table and like putting a pillow or something, I don't know, on it. Because I just don't see anything that looks. Let's see. At least, man, there's a bunch. Yeah, it's something else. A lot of people, when they do their homes, they like to show off either their travel poster collection or their plushie collection, or both. For me, I used to do that when I had like one or two, but as I got more and more, it just seemed kind of too cliche to like put them all at once. So I usually try and only put out the ones that I think actually belong. Like say I use make an aquarium or something, then I use water type plushies, or like the WildStar guys. Um, I only put them out if my theme is kind of oriented around WildStar, which this one is. But I like the window. I don't know. Maybe not here. So many of these stools would be great if I could play with using it without it activating every time I want to do something around with it. But anyway, I try to not throw out every single one that I have, because it just, too many people do that already. I mean, it's not that it's a bad thing. It's great for them if they want to show off all of the ones that they've collected. But for me, it's just, it seems, well, that would be a painful seat to sit on. It just seems kind of overkill. I don't think I'm gonna find something that I like. I'll have to give it some more thought, I guess. Because nothing is coming to my wee little brain. That's a cool item. I like the color, but don't really do a lot of strange stuff, so I don't know. I might find use for it in the control room or in the same way with those. I mean, they're nifty looking, but looks more like for a disco or something, like the speaker system. So much junk. But it's also pretty. Just want to keep it all. Okay, I guess we're just gonna go with this beefy little seat here. Use the table. It's kind of. I wonder if it would be better if I flip it. Yep, that would probably look weird too, doesn't it? Yeah. Let's see. Well, at the... We'll leave it like that for now, I guess. I'll just even it up at 75. I'll push that back in a little bit. So he's not, I don't know, completely. He's kind of hovering, isn't he? Hold on. Hold on, little dude. We'll sit you down. There we go. Don't know if he's really liking it. I don't guess it has to be. It's just a way for him to be able to reach all the way. Probably have to climb all over the place just to get to it anyway. Let's see. So we've got a few things over here. I want to throw some more. What all this supposedly does for this contraption, I don't know. But you know, it feels like it's one of those things that needs some buttons and doodads that they would punch and stuff. I don't know how better to say it. I don't think we'll use this. And I don't think I want stuff all the way down. I think most of this we'll probably use in the control room. In fact, I'll probably start planting that out there just so that I can kind of see what all I have. I think I got everything out. So we'll leave that for now, for a little bit, just to give me some idea of how it feels. I don't want it to be too full, but you know, I didn't want to leave it empty. It just looked wrong to have it blank. So now he's got a few controls. I do know I need to fix this stairway here. I need to convert it into a ramp like I've done on the other side. So this should be fun. I'm going to check what the angle is. I think it was 30 or 35. Okay, 33. I was close. Somewhere around there. I don't know why it's 33. I just lined it up with the stair itself as a kind of guide. And it turned out to be 33. Why they chose 33, I don't know. So we need those lovely orange floors again. I'm probably going to need one for the side here and probably two for the ramp itself. Because I don't want them too big because I don't know, I think it'll look weird. So we're just going to plop those down here just to make it easier so I don't have to keep accessing the crate. I can think of the name. Let's see. I'm going to check what the size is on the floors for the ramp itself. See, this one is big. I said I didn't think I'd need the big ones, but that one is a big one. And these two are small. Now the reason these are small is because I don't want it sticking out on either side here, but I was able to get away with it because it sinks into the wall. So I should be able to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to check what size it is and a half and see if we can do it. So maybe we'll save ourselves a wall or a floor or whatever. But since I'll be able to sink it into this one, so we'll try it out, and if it doesn't work, then we'll go with the small. Oops. stack it up. And square it up. Here, make it easier. And then I said it was at about 33. And then we're just going to push it. Ooh, going all over the places. Now, because of the size, it may not want to sink into the wall like I want it to. That's another thing. It doesn't look like it's going to. So, go back out. I took the size of the little ones just to kind of, you know, not have it all over the place on sizes. I just want to keep some, I don't know what you call it, continuity or whatever. So these are at 1.5. Of course, I don't think they're all completely exposed, but we'll see if that works. Eventually, the bottom here will only be accessible through this door because I'm kind of blocking it off here. Okay, 1.5. Big difference. So that means we'll probably need to pull it out so that we can see it. Yeah, see, it's fairly wide, but I'm only going to make it as wide as what I have the staircase already. And we're going to lift it up a bit. And we're going to switch it to objects so that I can just slide it at an angle down as far as I need it to go. And I'm going to even it up with the top of the stairs here so that it just makes a smooth join with this little step area here. That looks okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the staircase. Now, essentially, I'm covering up the stairs that are already there. Doesn't really match with anything else that I have going on. Now, of course, you have to account for the offset. I don't know why it does that. It used to, I think, or at least to my knowledge, it was always where it was like placed directly on it, same coordinates and everything. But for whatever reason, that's not the case anymore. It offsets it a little bit, typically. And so you have to watch for that. Now I put this in and just let it ride all the way through. I'm just looking to see how awkward that is. It doesn't seem too bad. It won't match the walkway over there, but I think that'll be okay. So now we have a nice smooth ramp here. Now the next step will be to add in this one as a block. And I'm just going to fill up the whole thing. I don't want just the angle. So I'm just going to close off this wall so there's no access to this lower area except from the one door. So this should be relatively easy. The main thing is just need to make it sized up enough that it reaches the ceiling there. We will see how that goes. I guess I need to do it. Basically, I'm just kind of pushing it in to meet it up with the wall. What I'll do is I'll go back in from the other way to check how it looks on the ramp itself and adjust it as I want. A lot of back and forth kind of thing. Looks pretty smooth. And that's okay. So if you notice, if you recall, the slanted parts for the ramp itself are sticking through here. I don't want to go ahead and get rid of that, so what I'll do is I'll just push them both in. And if I watch at 2860, then I'll just put the other one at the same. So it should looks, you know, clean, and should look clean on the other side as well. Again, you always want to look when you're putting stuff together like this. Always check both sides. And it looks okay. This has got a little bit of a depth to it. I think I will lower this down a bit just to make it smooth, and to it kind of covers that up. If I wanted to be kind of perfectionist, I guess I could add another piece in to hide that bit, but I'm not gonna. Not that big of an issue for me. So here we have the control room, kind of partially hidden with the train itself, but you know, that's okay. It's only supposed to, it's meant to be like an observatory room for the controllers, where they can see the activity of the train, and if, I guess, if it's not working right or something, I don't know. That's just in my head. That's the kind of thing I wanted to put in. What I had in mind was that there would be like some kind of a console here, and then would add, you know, lots of doodads and things, kind of like I done with the cockpit, but try to avoid using the exact same setup there as I would have here. You know, this would be a lot more doodads, I guess. I'm not sure what I could use for a console though. Some kind of a container that's fairly long, and metal. I want a lot of metal in here. Looking for containers. Like, see, maybe this could work for me. Things really big when it comes in. You have to kind of make room for it. Or I could, you know, make several of these, just stick them together. Could use this. It's a nice little console thing. The only thing that would probably pose a problem is the handle here. Even if I was to try and stick it down below, it'd be sticking from the roof. Maybe that's okay, since that's more like the maintenance area. Maybe it's just a bar from the ceiling from some pipe or something. But it's golden red, and I really want more like silver and just metal looking. I know that kind of looks metally, but it also looks too fancy schmancy. So we're gonna size this down a little bit, slide it over. I want it to kind of be the same width as the window itself. That's what I'm looking at. Wow, all over the place. So that's like way too large. So maybe I'll have to get a second one, or 3 or 2 more pieces to just make it the size that I want. But I'm also looking at the shapes on the crate itself. You know, maybe I want this being like the front to use for like cabinets, and then having the top, I can cover it with something else. This looks pretty interesting too, so maybe have 3 of them, and the middle one be the one that shows the cabinets here, and then have 2 more on either side and flip them the other way. just to, you know, make it a little different. I'm also gotta, you know, consider the glass issue here. I don't want it poking out. Some people might not notice that, but I do. So I'm gonna write down that I want. I can find some paper here. What is that called? Before I get it, I'm gonna put down that I want at least 2 of those, so that I can remember to craft it later when I go to town. Usually I'll build, and when I come to a point where I want something, I'll write it down and I'll move to something else or fiddle around with other things, and I'll probably find some other things that I want to craft, and then I'll just save it all so that I can just all craft it all in one big lump. Let's see, so we had like, trying to remember what all I had down there. There was the scanners. We could probably use that, and we may use it. I've got some in the bank in case I decide to use this. Would probably be better suited downstairs. All I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of going through my crate, picking out some things that I think could be used for specific areas, and dropping them in where I think they would work best. Not only does that kind of help me quickly see what I have available, but it also just makes it easier to play around with the items. I'm going to shrink down those that obviously need it. Not like super huge. But just to kind of throw it out there, and then I can say, yeah, that's going to go there, not going to go there. Again, I'm looking for electronic things, metal, so that could be crates or barrels or tools, whatever I happen to have on hand. So I'm just going through them all one by one to see what I can find. Now, other details I may throw in later with some of this, but like for now, I want to. I think this good effect thing for down below. Or maybe there's a pipe that's leaking or something. Probably wondering, why do you have 7 of those? I used these for a waterfall effect on a previous build. Worked pretty good. If you see, it's got like a movement, and if you turn it a certain way, it looks like water falling because of the motion. Primarily just the sides, but um, these short sides would be better for like standing water that, you know, wants a ripple effect, but definitely for like a waterfall, the long sides are ideal for that. It's just a pain in the butt trying to cover up all this metal materials that you don't want, unless, you know, that's the kind of waterfall area you have, is a metal kind of thing. But for me, it was stone, and so I had to do a lot of hiding with the stone, trying to hide all the metal bits. Drag that up there. Down below. Now, all of these pieces I'm putting out doesn't mean I'm going to use them all. It's just, again, just to kind of give myself, what did I do there? A better idea of what I have available, what might could work. You know, I may put something down here and end up using it up above, or vice versa. It's just going to be a lot of playing around with it just to decide what I want to use, what I don't. Cables would be a good thing for maintenance. Get over there. Pop both of them out there because I'm pretty sure I'll use those. I didn't use this in the cockpit, but maybe I'll find a way to incorporate it into the control room. Maybe. Who knows? I'll just pop it down here for now. That I think I'll reserve for the diner area. I don't know about that one. And this looks cool, the little graphic here, but that would mean having to contend with all this other junk, so I probably won't use that anytime soon. Maybe that. Sometimes I wonder if people actually watch this stuff because it's not as glamorous as I guess some people might imagine it is, because it's not like, well, at least for me, I don't just throw this stuff out and have it all figured out as far as what's going to be used, what isn't, how I'm going to put it together. A lot of it is just I kind of have a general idea and then I just kind of go from there. So it's a lot of hit and miss. That's definitely going down. The maintenance area. I know this is going to end up being huge, so definitely want to size that down a bit. Okay, we were in the E's. Chair, hologram, no. No, I may add benches and chairs that actually would be used as benches and chairs. But for now, I'm just trying to get some of the other stuff in place first. The main concept of what the rooms are being used for and things like that before I start adding in that kind of stuff. think I might use that for something. Can I just put one of those down there? Oh, I'll just put one as well while I'm at it. That's in the F's. Fuel can, got a couple of those I can lap out here. Lots of stuff, lots of stuff. Hammer, any kind of tools is good for the maintenance area. Cables, got lots of those. I don't think we need a lizard though. Lighting, I tend to, I don't know why, but I don't like get obsessive about lighting. I know we've got a pretty good limit of it, so I'll have to remember to put a lot of lights in. I tend to like use like one big light, or I use like the regular overall light. I don't like make a dark room too often. I did that with my last build for the bar that I had, and but even then I only used maybe 2 lanterns, I think, a couple of spotlights for the stage, and then the rest were candles, and candles don't really give off maybe the ritual circle gives off like a gargantuan amount of light, but the regular candles, they don't give off any that I can tell. And so it was just an overall very dark room. But that was the mood I wanted. I wanted it to be dark, you know. But oh, that's kind of really huge. So that's in the eyes. Probably better for something outside, but we're going to stick it in anyway. We'll find something for it. Okay. And no. Maybe. Probably something better downstairs. But we'll set it there for now. I don't know about that. The gear definitely down. I happened across a cheap one of these on the AH. Usually they cost a few plat for whatever reason. I guess it's a uncommon drop from somewhere. That could find a spot down here probably. Probably could use a ladder. Maintenance guys always need a ladder. Maybe some chests. We'll just drop it down there for now. Same way with the lever switch. Maybe there's a pipe or something that they deal with. In fact, I'll go ahead and put one upstairs too. And, you know, maybe I decide I need several of them, and then I can figure out what ones I need to make, buy, find, whatever. Don't need any strange stuff. I don't think that's a necessary thing. Not really putting anything medical in, so I don't think that's necessary. Those look out of place. No. Signs maybe I could use at the diner in some fashion. But for the 2 rooms, I'm kind of picking stuff out for me, that stuff. Maybe, and that comes in big. No. All the plushies. You know, I might put in a free bot or something in the maintenance room, you know, a bot working for the WildStar guys, but that'll be something that comes in. I don't know, maybe a planter in here for something. Not used as a planter, of course, but I like the metal bits that it has on it. No, 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 no. You know, some of these have like some metallic backing. You might find a use for it. I'm not sure for what. Um, but whenever I get a hold of something, I always put it out and then I just look at it from all angles because you never know what you might want to put together. That, strangely enough, I have an idea for that, for the diner. I don't know if it's going to come off correctly, but I'm going to try it before I dismiss it completely. I think we can use this down below. Come on, jump over. For an orange, she's not very acrobatic at all. These pieces really come in big. Let's see. Okay. And I wanted so badly to use these upstairs on the golf course itself. And I went through the trouble of trying to work it in somehow because I really like the look of them. And of course, they're Protostar specific, but they give off absolutely no light, which was a big disappointment. I even tried putting like other lights inside the big part here, but it just, the angle that the light has to be just didn't work. I couldn't get it to do well for what I was wanting, and it just kind of, so yeah, I was kind of disappointed with that. And I love all of the new plants and everything that they've put in, but I haven't really been able to use too many. I think I'll put these upstairs. I say these, I've only got one. Poor pitiful little window. And I'm gonna have to really size some of this down so I can get around in here. Just that here. But yeah, you see stuff and you think, oh, that's gonna look so cool. And I thought those Protostar lamps were gonna be awesome, and they were a big disappointment because they don't give off any light. At least it didn't when I used them. And I set them out. I disabled the edit mode. I logged out, logged in. You know, because sometimes I think it's the brass lamps or the lamp post, bronze lamp post or something that it sometimes is on and sometimes isn't. I've actually used a couple of those upstairs for like the parking lot area, but that didn't seem to help at all with getting the Protostar ones to light up. It just seems like they don't even have the little extra buff for lighting, which I don't know if that's specifically a requirement for it to give off light, but it certainly wasn't in this case. I have a bunch of these little models and I have yet to use any of them. Of course, I added them all to my crate long before they made them non-BOP or whatever. They're no longer soul bound or whatever. And so now I wish I hadn't have used them all. I could have put it on an alt for storage or something, but uh, too late now. And of course, I have no more of those fantastical little loot boxes. So I'm hesitant to delete them because I probably won't get a hold of them anymore. I know there's a few on the AH that are fairly reasonably priced, but still, it's the principle of the matter. I've used them, they're going to stay for a long, long time. I think we'll try that upstairs. Again, I probably won't use all of this mess, but let's start sizing some of this down. Getting hard to run around. I've forgotten where I left off now. What was it that I placed? Drain test tube, so I was in the S's. STR. I think we'll put that downstairs. I don't want to like overload any particular area with a particular color, because then it starts feeling like I have to make everything that color, and I don't have a lot of purple stuff, so I'm gonna, well, for crying out loud. I'm gonna definitely size that down and get around. So I don't want to put all of my purple stuff upstairs. I'll spread it so that it hopefully doesn't look too odd here and there, but I don't start feeling like I've got to have purple everywhere in that particular room. That may or may not make sense to other people, but for me, that's for certain. Hello, Knock. Milk and Kali. Thank you for watching. I think I already put 2 of these down. I don't know why. If you're just joining us, this is just me planting a bunch of junk down that I think I might want to use in this particular area. Part of my random process, I guess. I don't really like the looks of this for this area. I may use it. Well, I'll just drop it in. If I don't drop it in, I'll forget about it. See, those I think I'll put upstairs. A lot of running back and forth. My fault, because I purposely closed off the space so that it couldn't get to the. I have these are like really huge. See if I can put this in without it completely exploding everything. Look how big that is. Like gigantic. And it doesn't size down very small, so I'm not sure if I'll even use that at all. But I'm gonna put it there just to kind of give me some extra things to look at. Almost done going through all this junk. And for you and anyone else that happens to be watching, if you have any questions or want to see something specific, just let me know. Because otherwise, I'm just going to kind of ramble on and just do whatever it is I'm doing, which isn't much at the moment. Okay, so I went through all the junk. I'm not going to go through the housing vendor. While I know there's probably some other things I could throw out here, I'm just going to see what I have to work with that I actually own at the moment. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use this. I'm going to just put that back. He might be better suited for down below, like a helper bot or something. Let's see. For this, I was curious if there was some way that I could, some piece of it that I can use, like maybe one of the monitors or some such. I think the way they're positioned on the contraption itself, I'm not going to be able to use it, kind of like what I was thinking of. But just looking at it from different angles to see what the parts look like. I think I'll use that downstairs. For what exactly is anyone's guess at this point, but and this mainly looking at it from like this angle here. Maybe it's some kind of a monitor thing or something, if I can find something round or screen, I don't know. Who knows what it might be? I don't at this point, but see, we're going to slap that one on the wall as well. Now I'm kind of I'm lining it up with this first. I want it to be kind of centered on the window, but it's going to actually be on this wall here. Because obviously I don't want all of these leg bits showing, but I want some kind of a giant monitor of some sort for this room, so just gonna bump it up. No, maybe this is where they track all of the train schedules or something. And I'm also looking at where this here, I know it's angled down, so most people won't notice it, but this is the WildStar guys that they're working on this, so they might see this. See, it's kind of my height anyway. So it's little monitors, buttons that they could punch or whatever. So that's like them tracking the routes or something. Just something interesting to look at. Okay, and then see, maybe I could add this on the bottom for additional keyboard doohickeys. I can't push it any further because it's so big, so we're gonna shrink it down a bit, tuck it in. See, now it looks like a little, some kind of a control panel doodad thingy. I could station one of the little protostar guys here, and that'd be his workstation, and then somebody else will be at this one, and I could have like a little, maybe a little office area where they meet and discuss different things. I don't know. Let's see. Put this over here. I'm just kind of winging it. This may not be what it ends up staying as. I have no specific plan. I'm just throwing things together to see how they look. I don't really like this with the divots, so I'm gonna probably change that up a bit. Okay. Let's try maybe move this off of here. And move with this. Oh, isn't that a cool effect? Woo! It's like magic. Like riding with smoke. That's just mind-boggling. Okay, I think what I will do is get some of those posters. Probably need 2 of them because fairly long. I mean, these are long too, but I think if I enlarge it to the length, it will probably be too wide then, and I want to keep it the same width. And what I'm going to do is just use them as a cover to kind of clear, you know, even up the countertop so it's not all okay. You don't have to do this. Maybe you like the corrugated part of it. The main thing I was interested in is the panels here. I like the look of those. So I'm going to cover this countertop up a bit. Yeah, see, I think it's going to be just shy of the right length. So now, because of the glass, and while chances are a lot of people would be coming in from this angle, I still want to make sure it looks decent from that side. So I'm going to have to go on the outside and hop on top of the train to get a better view. I apologize for all the running around. It's probably not a good sight for someone that maybe gets motion sick. Whew, right into the light. But I'm just looking to see how it appears from this direction. Again, a lot of people probably wouldn't bother coming up here, but for me, I kind of want to look at it. I can see already that it's not exactly lined up in the middle. I will remedy that as I get the other 2 corrugated steel containers. I'll even that up better. I just eyeballed it up to this point. But yeah, I like the look of the countertop being smooth. And then I'll just repeat that with the other one. And again, as I get the other 2 pieces, the 2 steel ones, I'll be able to extend this out a little more, probably to get a better lineup of where the seams are for the covers. For now, though, I'm just getting a kind of a general idea of where I want things. Just sinking it in just enough where it looks like some kind of a control panel. Maybe it's where they, you know, do their little, and it allows the train to depart Maybe it's where they okay it. I don't know. Oh, that went a little tiny, teeny weeny, itsy bitsy. Now this one actually moves. I may prefer the one that's stationary so that it doesn't jiggle around, but for now it's just an idea of what might can go there. Yeah, it kind of wobbles. May or may not want that. Let's see, for like maybe I want to add some handles here. And this is a quick and easy way to do that, just to slide in something that already has handles. Stick that in. Maybe I want them for here. Kind of crooked, but you know, maybe it makes it look like there's some kind of a cabinet or something here. Or if you want something a little cleaner, you could use some pillars instead. Chua pillars are usually pretty good. The Castians would probably work as well, but the Castians is kind of the same color as these, so let's give the Chua ones a try. Just depends on how small these end up being. Depends on the build. Some are just too big, some are too small. Like maybe that's a little cabinet you can open that way. Not really noticeable, is it? Maybe I can use a lighter one. I think the Draken one's pretty white. Try one of those. And we'll just, again, it looked light on the preview, but maybe due to the lighting in this room, it's just not going to show up well. See, I don't think it's going to work like I'm envisioning. What else could be used as a handle? You could just use a knob. There's the vintage. Oh, the mugs, the beer mugs, they have handles. Could use these, the bottle tops as knobs, but I'm looking for something more like a handle thing. Oops, keep closing that up. But I don't think those will work. They just don't go up against that metal. These do, but they look a little awkward, I think. Maybe if I use them this way. Open that up. Again, I'm having to watch the size because I don't want it poking out on the back, because then that just adds more problems. So see, that one shows up a little better. Yeah, they're a little crooked, but you know, simulates some kind of like little doors there that you could open up. This would make a good like countertop for a kitchen even. You know, you could put your sink there or cutting board or something. Who knows? Stick in there. Let's see. I don't think I could get away with putting this flat because I think if I push it, see, gonna have that bit sticking out, so I have to be careful about where I stick it. Something like that. I don't know. Just weird little doodads. 'Cause, you know, you want it to be a control panel of some sort. This is where they handle the train as it's moving along. Again, I'm just kind of throwing things out together, putting them together in different ways. I may leave a lot of it, I may not. I may change my mind that that just doesn't work. You know, maybe I want this to be slanted rather than flat. Um, for now, though, just testing some things out, getting an idea of what all I have available, putting it together in different ways to see how it looks. Let's see, where's that lever? There it is. No, I don't want to click it. Well, look at that thing go. It's dook, dook, dook. Thing doesn't want to know what to do. Let's see. I don't know, got a particular on-off position, but we're just gonna stick it in here. And maybe, you know, maybe I'll line up several of them along the edge here. Let's see. I think I have a few. Oh yeah. Just pop them here. I'll make a noise when I click on them. Funny. Okay, so I've got 4 of them, and I'm going to try and just kind of evenly space them out. Man, that thing just goes nuts when I'm moving it. You know, maybe it's to close a track or switch a track. I don't know. Just kind of making it up as I go. But I think the more gadgetry and buttons I can include and make it look like it's purposeful and meant to be there, then the better. Because then it gives, you know, a more believable face as far as this is supposed to be, you know, the control room where they're keeping an eye on things. I was talking about using this as like a meeting room for the proto guys. Maybe one of their like bulletin boards or their screen TV or something, where they plan it out or monitor it or who knows what. Just even that up a bit. It looks like it's supposed to be like that. You know, maybe this is just full of notes. And then have a little table where they meet and have the little head honcho dude say, work harder, who knows? It could be any number of things. Now, one thing I had a viewer suggest is that I use those scanners to kind of help pull off the notion that these maintenance panels are kind of like portals. So the train zips in through one portal and exits the other. So I'm going to have a look and see how that might work. I have the suspicion that they're not going to be the right proportion, but I'm willing to check it out anyway. That way I can say, well, I tried and it didn't work, and move on to something else. Some other idea. I'll try it this way first, and so I might have to, it might work if I put two together on each side. I don't know. Don't know if that sells it or not. It's just I'm looking at lining it up with the wall here. I don't know if that looks doable or not. Seems off. I think it's maybe the thing itself isn't square. Did I not square that? Oh, well, let's see, that's the issue here. It's not square. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so that looks a little better. Even Steven. But again, it looks like I'm going to have to use two just to get the whole part of it. So let me grab the other one. And if it looks right and kind of does like kind of better play the idea that those are like some kind of portal, then I guess I'll have to get a hold of a couple more because I only have the two at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, see, it might be a little awkward because the lines don't match up. See if I turn it, if it helps. Just doesn't quite line up now. It might be because when I copied it, it offset it. Yeah, see, it's offset quite a bit. Let me push that in. Better match that up that way and see how it looks. For whatever reason, it offsets and then it just kind of throws it all off. Looks like it even changed the size, but I'm sure that's not the case. It's just the way it looks. So I don't know. That bothered me with the funky double bit there. Does that look like a portal that the train would go through? I don't know. I'll leave it and just like sleep on it or something and see if that works for me. Anyway, so we're kind of coming together. The only thing is once I add the other containers, that means more doodads that I'll have to add here. So there's a lot of electronic bits that I'm going to have to get a hold of. Some more of these ergonomic keyboards. I may have a few still, but no. And of course, more seating for the little guys. Maybe some more of these tactile tables. I'm not sure if those are craftable. I'm not sure where those come from. Yeah, so I'll probably end up crafting a few more of those, and anything else I can get my hands on that has some kind of electronic, either screens, monitors, buttons, anything with like motion and glowy bits that could bring some interest to the room, but do it in a way that it, it looks like it belongs there. Maybe using one of these, it's Kel. Yeah. And use him as like he's their overlord, and he's telling them, hey, you need to straighten up your act. Talking to him, giving him orders. I don't know. The only I have one other hologram, Doohickumus, that I could probably use. I know there's like some head busts or something. Let me see. But I think they look more like Cassian type. I'm not sure if there's a human one. If there's a human one, I'll see if I can get a hold of one of those. But for now, this kind of gives the idea that maybe a little thing that they're reporting to their head dude. It'd be cool if I had one for Protostar, but as far as I know, there's not such a thing. But again, I would love to have lots more Protostar types of decorations. Got the flare coming through there. But right now we have just the Phineas posters, the travel poster for him, and then I have the Gatorade vending machines. I've been collecting a bunch of those so that I can use them as like billboard types of decoration. But again, I'm limited on what I can put together uh, that has their kind of images and stuff. I would love to get my hands on some of like their animated billboards that they have throughout the world. I'll be glad when they add those as placeable decor, but for the time being, it's kind of limited. Um, I'm not sure where all of these pieces are going to go. I'm still very much. I've said it numerous times, and it's probably getting old to hear it, but I'm not very mechanically inclined. So trying to put together all of these bits to make them look like working bits is just, I don't know, it may be well above beyond my capabilities to make it look believable. But I'm gonna try and see where that gets me. What is that? What is this? Oh, that's that other thing that I put down. I forgot about it. Maybe it's some kind of, I don't know. Contraption that is running down here that powers the whole um, station or something. Or maybe it's a doorway to some kind of tunnel system that we don't see. I don't know. It could be anything. Now, kind of this stuff is, you're only limited by your imagination. Of course, I'm not very imaginative when it comes to mechanical bits. Now, the thing I have to think about, especially for this thing, is if it's showing up in the stairwell on the other side. I think the Chua one is okay. It's solid. Okay, so it's showing up a little bit. So I'll have to put down a bit. This one for sure is, but then maybe that's okay. Maybe it's like this is to keep out people that don't belong. That would be cool. Cool way to do it, maybe. I didn't realize that thing has like moving parts there. See that, I wasn't planning that, but it kind of works, doesn't it? It just kind of looks like, intruders beware. This is a employee only kind of room. So now maybe I need to get another one of these to put it in the generator area, um, just to kind of make it fit for both things. And since it shows through on both sides, it's just beneficial that I can use it in two different rooms, but for different purposes. So yeah, I'll get another one and have it here and have it go zappy zap anybody that doesn't belong. And so see here, it's just some kind of fuel rods or power source for the station or something. I don't know. This, while I like the whirligigs, I've used them upstairs for the part of the golf course, so I don't really want to repeat that particular bit, but I like the little electric effect that it has. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stick it to the ceiling of this bottom area. I'm going to try and get it snug. and then have this, be part of the down below here. It's some kind of important little generator of some sort. I don't know what. It's just, I'm making it up, so it could be anything. And I got two of them, so might as well use both. Maybe put one on each side. Maybe that would work. I don't know. Maybe I'll spread it out and put like one here and one here, and then put this part, big engine part, in between. Just saying hello to a guildmate. It's just logged on. Now, as I enlarge it, I want to make sure that, it's not, what is that? I know that's something, I think that's, I don't know what that is. Something from above. I'll have to take another look. But I don't want to enlarge this too big so that it's sticking up to the roof. Okay, what is that? Oh, that's that fuel rod. Okay, so maybe I want it, maybe it's okay that it's showing. I'll move it here. It's going to disrupt where it's placed up above, but I'm just kind of playing with ideas of how maybe it's positioned. Gonna see what it looks like. Here's. Probably kind of in the way, but maybe not. Maybe I can get away with having it there and not look, they just have to go around it. But that's one way you can kind of use an item multiple ways while it stays the same item, having it show through in different parts and have it come out oddly, uniquely. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of that, so I'm gonna definitely have to do that little daily there in the, I guess it's the defile. Try and get a hold of another one of those. Kind of random what comes out of that little collection box, so not sure what will come of that. Anyway, I think that's all we're going to do for today. I've got some other things to take care of in real life. Can't be all fun and games, but I wanted to stream a little bit just to kind of pick up where we left off yesterday. While my times are random and the length of time that I stream is random, I've been trying to do it at least a little bit every weekday. Now tomorrow will be my 1 p.m. CET broadcast that I do every Wednesday. It's a standard scheduled planned broadcast. I have a few things that I'm definitely going to do. I've got a few new homes that we're going to tour. And probably maybe some work on another project I need to work on, but definitely the tours. And of course, while these random days and times could be me working on stuff, but it might be other things. The Wednesday show is always housing stuff, so for those that are interested, be sure and check back tomorrow. for that show. I've got some nifty homes that we're going to tour, and I think you'll be delighted to see them. In the meantime, good luck with everybody on their own projects. As always, my door's open if you have questions about anything that I'm using, anything that I've used in the past, uh, things like how I come up with uh, the themes that I decide to work on, um, where I get particular decor, like if you see an item that I'm using and you want to know where it comes from. If I know or remember how to get a hold of it, I'll let you know. If anybody wants suggestions on certain things, I'm certainly open to offering help. Again, I'm not a wizard at building, but I'm happy to brainstorm with people if they want to. I'm open to suggestions, of course, if people have ideas for certain objects that I'm having trouble with, or they want to make suggestions of different, like with the portal. Um, a viewer suggested that, so I've tried it out, and we'll see how it plays out. Um, but again, I'm open to that. You can either contact me directly in the chat when I'm online, leave a message, contact me in game if you want. My game name is Carrot Greenleaf, and I'm on Jabbit EU Exile side. Uh, as a note on that, I am currently working on leveling up a Dominion character, strictly for the purposes of being able to visit homes on Dominion side for Jabbit Realm. Eventually, I hope to expand my housing tours for Wednesdays to that side as well, to that faction. So um, it's a slow process because I tend to favor playing on my main because she's the one that I want to collect all my money on and all my items on, and of course that's where my guild is. Um, but I am working on it occasionally. I think he just made it to level 10, so I got 4 more levels to go before I have access to housing, but I'm getting there. Um, so that will be an extra facet. Maybe I'll alternate Wednesdays. One Wednesday will be for Exile homes, and another Wednesday will be for Dominion homes. But in the meantime, it's just Exile side for now. But I hope you guys enjoy it, and would like to you guys drop in and say hi if nothing else. If not, enjoy the video anyway. They'll be up. I always archive everything so that people can watch at their leisure. It's not required that you follow my channel, right? It's appreciated, but not required. Um, in the meantime, I wish you all good luck and a good day, and see you tomorrow. Bye.